But in the reality, though, we've had this conversation before, and I don't know if you want to have it on camera.
Roll it.
We could talk about it.
My big reference point, first reference point, right, is military. So like a lot of my thoughts and sayings will come from that. But like you're the front line, right? You're the first shift, or you're the athlete on the field.
You're the face of the organization.
Right.
It could be like 10,000 people in your organization. Your customer sees you, and however you project yourself is their perception of the company.
You're responsible for that company's revenue and ultimately their survival.
Yeah.
Their growth and paying. I mean, that sounds cocky, but it's funny.
There's
Like as a salesperson, you're indirectly ultimately paying for all the other employees.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like the person who says to the cop, like, "I'm paying your salary."
Right.
You don't want to say that, like,
Yeah. But it's
if
true.
you track the dollar.
Yeah.
But in the reality, though, we've had this conversation before, and I don't know if you want to have it on camera.
Roll it.
We could talk about it. I'll start it this way. The organizations that I loved working for were the ones that prided themselves on being a sales organization.
Yeah.
And we support the sales people because
you
they're the ones
conservative?
that generate the funds. I think it was you who told me that you're with an organization or you were with various organizations, and some of which, dancing around it, might not have valued the salesperson as much, one way or another. And that culture is, I don't know, tell me.
Yeah. I think a lot of things translate, whether we're talking tech sales, which is ultimately where my path led me. My first sales role was with Insight Global, this staffing and recruiting company. I really cut my teeth there. It was basically the corporate military, suit and tie every day. They told you what colors to wear. 7:30 start, not a minute late. You vividly remember they had just opened up a new office in Miami in the Wells Fargo building on the 54th floor, I believe. Really cool view. It's kind of enticing, but we're launching a new office, and I was like the newest hire. And so we were paired with a mentor or buddy, and they basically like showed us the ropes and also kept us accountable. So a minute or two late, I was getting a phone call. I'm like, this feels very, different way. This feels
very easy to be late in New York too.
Yeah. Well, this was Miami.
Oh, it was Miami.
But equally challenging. Yeah.
Maybe even more
with the way people drive there. The sense of urgency there is
that's why. Okay. I was like, where's the Wells Fargo building in New York? But
yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
But I only spent a year there. Great place to learn fundamental sales skills that I still use and value today. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And just like sidebar, again, back to like when you think about like what makes successful sales professionals, I related back to the reference point in the military, like the best infantry units, the best special operators would constantly say they just do the fundamentals exceptionally well.
Yeah.
Right. Simple is not easy, but doing the simple things, right, will make you successful.
Interesting.
And consistency with those things, and how those fundamental skills that you get really good at, usually when you're early on in your career, they get you to a point of success. There's almost like a bell curve. The more success you get, you almost, again, complacency is a default nature of human beings. Unless you're constantly aware and challenging yourself, right? Uphold a certain standard and grow even better. Like you will, and I've seen it myself, right? Like the more success I saw, I had to fight complacency more, right?
Yeah. Yes.
You let your foot off the gas.
100%.
You get a taste of a little success, and you think, that's the ego kicks back in,
check
right?
yourself.
The ego's the enemy.
In a lot of ways. 100%. That's sales, and then just in life. I mean, there's a lot of places I could take that, but 100% agree with the fundamental piece. Baseball guy, I know a lot of guys who got drafted, and I asked them questions like, what are they? So minor leagues is this massive process to get to the bigs, unlike a lot of other professional sports. What are these guys doing in the minor leagues? And it's just like fundamentals. Shortstops are not practicing how to dive for a ball and make a spectacular
Derek Jeter throw.
Correct. 95% of the time, if not more, it's going to be a standard play.
Right.
You do not mess up the standard play. You're a fantastic athlete. You'll probably make a really great play and pat on the back. It's kind of like what my dad said. He goes, stop taking these like as a kid, you're taking half court shots, trying to be cool. He's like, you never do that. You're never going to get good. You're not, Steph Curry makes it look cool. And I can only imagine how many kids are trying to do that. And they're just wasting their time from just get your free throws in, because when it comes to sales, that's like, I don't know if I ever said this out loud, but I quietly know that when I start like losing, I don't see like I haven't had success in a bit, in a couple weeks, a couple months, whatever it is. It's because I'm getting off like the line of stick to the fundamentals. I'm like, oh, let me try this, let me do that, whatever it may be. But I'm not like, okay, here is like just the guidelines that have been given to me by my company or my mentors to just stick with this. Like all these books essentially say the same thing in different ways. And it's just like the process of being successful. Right?
Trusting the process.
Sales funnel, here's how you handle
Consistency.
conversations. And then you kind of naturally, we're humans, we're not robots, right? So we just kind of move in different directions. But and that kind of goes into the last thing I was thinking is the most successful, let's say, let me put it this way, the richest people in the world, or those that you know that are ultra successful in whatever industry, those people seem incredibly obsessive. Strangely, they're like oddballs if you meet with them. They're like compulsive. But that's what it takes, because let's say you make $1,000 for the first time, or 500K, or whatever your number is, where you're like, holy shit, this is,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You start to enjoy other things or move in different directions. Those who like get to the point where they're making hundreds of millions, billions of dollars, they're obsessive compulsive because they stick, if I'm making a comparison, I think
Steve
probably
Jobs
stick
wore the
to,
same outfit every day.
right, driving a Corolla or something to work after his company's
Yeah.
worth $1 billion or something.
Yeah.
So, the more that you can build discipline into your life to sticking to the fundamentals of what it is, you'll find your way. Pause. Let me start over. We're back. It's kind of, we're back. I'll bring it back to baseball. That's my thing. Some of the best hitters that I know can't teach anyone else how to hit. They just know how to do it. And sometimes I'm like, is he just dumb and somebody just taught him the right way and he just sticks to it?